Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I am setting up the last bits and pieces of my life here. If we do get a chance to not talk again this year, this is going to be my sign off for the year. It is now New Year's Eve. If you're watching this live in real time, we are literally getting ready to start our bigger side of moving. So as you know, we are moving into our home on another side of Germany, and that means that there's a lot of chaos going on. I was extremely ambitious in terms of how I wanted to keep up with my fans and subscribers, but it's just not going to happen. So let's just get into this video as we start to talk about New Year's resolutions and setting goals for 2024. Now, I know a lot of us have actually lost a lot of time, and we're still catching up to the idea and the concept for many reasons that I will not be listing in this video. um, we had an idea of, oh yeah, it where did the 2 years go, right? And um, some of us have recovered from this faster than others and are now living our best lives, YOLO, no risk, no story. Um, you live life to the fullest kind of attitude, and that is great. I love hearing that. I think it's a new trend, and I hope it is here to stay because if I gotta tell you how many times I have had to convince people around me that they need to be living their best life in every single moment all the time. If I had a dime for every time I had to do that, I would be rich right now, okay? Now I know that I promised that I was going to be in the comment section commenting on other people's comments on the last couple of videos that I did, but we're going to save that for the new year. We're going to save that for the new year because realistically speaking, I have a couple of projects that I want to share next year. I'm going to have a couple of big announcements to make when it comes to the channel and things that we're going to be doing. So I'm not going to be getting into all of that comment section, because when I do Nihana in the comment section, I want to be able to do it in a way that is thorough and addressing certain nuances of some things that I've said that people might have misinterpreted or did straight up didn't listen to. Anyways, let's get into this quickly because fireworks are already starting here. I don't know why, and I don't want to be interrupted in the video. So setting goals are really, really important. And I know a lot of people will start off by setting some lofty goals and setting some big goals. And I want everybody to be very, very careful about you ain't got to open the sides, baby. Yeah, you can't see anything because it's still bright out. Okay, so people like to set lofty goals and they like to um get very ambitious in some of the things that they want for 2024, or anytime a new year starts, we say this is going to be the year that I turn my life around. If y'all like my braid, it's called the Frida braid, and I'm notorious for wearing my hair like this, so I just wanted to, make that a thing, make a little thing right now about that. But setting lofty goals are very, very important for us to understand that when we set them, we are able to believe and follow through. So it's really not about the size of the goal that you set for yourself, but it is about being able to believe that it's possible for you. And that's the only reason why I don't encourage people, if you have not accomplished um, big things in your life before in the past, to start with something small that is start with something that is believable for you. And usually things that are believable for you are usually coincide with um things that you don't consider as lofty as other people. You know what I mean? Um so that is really the driving force of how it is how and if we accomplish the things we set out to accomplish. And so think big, think grandiose, but realize that our imagination is only as limited or as big as the experiences that we have had, or the living breathing belief and faith in ourselves that we carry on in our lives. Now, if I wanted to make a very specific example of how this may look like for anyone who has a goal, I would use the example that I had of when I raised some money for an organization, a non-for-profit, within a record amount of time. This got so much significant recognition in region wide and and almost like internationally and globally, because I was so focused on accomplishing this goal that I set a lofty goal, and I kind of sort of believed that it was possible for me to do this, but I was in a constant state, and it was like an obsession. Not like, it was absolutely 100% an obsession that I had, that I focused completely all my energy and time on getting in a space of what it would look like and feel like when I accomplished this goal, how much people I would be able to help, how many young people would be affected and impacted positively by this experience. And I stayed in that for 24 hours for, I think it was something like 2 weeks. So 24 times 14. I was constantly living, breathing, and eating this experience. And this is basically what it means to accomplish your goals, is that you have something specific that you want to accomplish. You are specific about the amount of time it's going to take for you to accomplish it, and where and how it's going to look like when you're accomplished. So I like, I have found that that experience for me tells me that when I'm setting goals for myself, I need to be extremely specific about exactly what it is I want, why I want it, and how it's going to look when I accomplish it. For some people, it might be better to just focus on the positive feelings that are attached to what it's going to look like when you get that goal done. And that's because sometimes people, certain people get a little bit overwhelmed, neurodivergent, if they focus too much on every last single detail that is involved in accomplishing what it is we want to accomplish. And so being general about not, and non-specific about what it is that we want may work better for some people. Now, I know there is a lot of controversy about whether or not one works better than the other. My personal opinion is that it is completely dependent on the type of person that is setting the set goal and what it looks like for them in their lives to accomplish how it is they how it is they go about feeling their way through getting closer to the things that they set out to accomplish. So, if you feel yourself getting anxious, if you're focusing on the details, you may be focusing a little bit too much on the how, like maybe I can do this or maybe I can do that. It might be motivational, it might be inspirational for you to think that way, but don't focus too much on the how, because I think the how takes away the energy from the what. And what I mean by that is that once we start to put ourselves in the feeling of the things that we want and get excited about an anticipation of what it is we want, then we stay in that happy, positive space. And for some people, when you focus too much on the how it's going to get done, they get a little bit stressed out. Now, how for me is motivating and inspirational. I get energy from that. I'm able to go, go, go. I'm able to keep on pace and keep focused. And so I like focusing on the how. And I'm always open to the how changing. And so that's the other thing that I want us to be able to understand about achieving goals and accomplishing things, is that sometimes we really have to be flexible, because we might think that this is the best way that a thing is going to get done, or we want this specific thing, and then something else shows up completely different from what it is we wanted. A great example is my daughter had been saving her little coins for about a month to buy herself a camera. It was one of these kitty cameras. It had all the trimmings, and I wasn't really feeling the camera, to be quite honest, because it had all of these other extra features that I don't think children should have. Nonetheless, she achieved her goal. She got the money together, and when it was time for her to get this camera, she got into the store and saw a turntable, a kid's turntable, and she was like, "I don't want that anymore. I want that." So please be No, but you really like the turntable more. Yeah, don't lie. So when she saw the turntable, something in her else awoke and like, oh, but I can have this, right? She still, of course, would love to have a camera with all the extra features, or maybe not with the extra features, with just the feature of the camera. But sometimes when we set out for something and we are focused on that thing, we kind of create ourselves in a space of tunnel vision that we are closed off from other great and enormous, possibly even better options that are available to us. So always remain open minded and be excited about life because it is not actually the destination. It is the journey that creates joy and happiness towards us that makes life very, very much worth living. Now, that being said, we have to create a balance or a sort of an intuitive state of being that we are able to understand what are some of the things what sorry, that was a little bit sounding like why, but anyways, what are some of the things that we really need to accomplish or really want to accomplish, and be focused on those things with all our energy and concentration. Now, as I gave you the example about raising $10,000 for this organization, I was completely focused and zoned into this task, so much so that all I did on my off time was shower, eat, sleep. My poor baby saw the minimal amount of me because I was obsessed with raising this money for this organization, so much so that all my being and entire energy was focused on that straight until it was actually completed and done. And this is what it really takes for people to accomplish their goals. It has to be a living, breathing obsession that you have, that you do the most for. And of course, here I talk a lot about relationships and relationship development. You can apply this also to your relationship state of being. And I know I talk a lot about why it is that women are not getting the results that they want. This is kind of a big reason why women don't get the results that they want, is because there seems to be some kind of a heavy rift between doing the most and doing the least. Now, you know, I have a Discord channel where I talk in more detail about some of the more public examples of this with celebrities. I will not be covering that in this video, but only to say that um, we should not get examples and, how do I say this gently? We should not be taking advice from people. I think I've said this before. Y'all let me know in the comments. Some of my OG fans, let me know in the comment section down below if I've said this before, because I think I need to say this more often. Don't take relationship advice from people who are not in a relationship or who are not in a healthy, stable, loving, happy relationship. Man, woman, both aside, both. Like, don't be taking advice from single men or single women if you're a man or woman trying to get into a relationship that's happy, healthy, and thriving. And so that was the second thing about setting the goals that I set out for myself, is that I had to look for people who were really doing the things that I wanted to and study how it is they were accomplishing the things that they were accomplishing. I had to immerse and in yeah, I had to immerse myself in these people's state of mind and absorb them and figure out what it is that they do differently from me that makes them look like life just seems to be magical when they are around. And that sometimes was a little bit confusing and counterintuitive to what I was used to doing. But I was open and flexible to trying something new enough that I would kind of dabble and copy them. And I've been blessed to be exposed to a lot of very, very powerful and interesting and um yeah, in some cases controversial people, but they have all been very helpful and instrumental in developing some of the some of the some of the characters and traits that I so want in my personal life. And so let's reflect back. Be super obsessed and focused on your goal. Breathe, eat, live it. Be Make sure that you believe that it is possible for you. Be excited about it and know that it's not about the journey, it is about It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And make sure that you have people around you who are championing you on and who have what it is you want. I know there are many people here on YouTube who are talking the same kind of lifestyle coaching motivational stuff. It is 2024, and I just want to make my contribution. I will never assume that people over here know that I know these things or know that I have this mindset. So I'm just adding it to my channel for my subscribers, but also to the great big wide world web, world wide web, and the great big YouTube, so that everybody knows that I am about motivating others to go for what it is they want. If you're not hurting anyone or yourself, why not live life to the fullest and to the greatest? So I hope to see you guys again next year. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe and like button. We want to make sure that we reach to our 1,000 person mark by next year, sometime next year, no pressure. And yeah, if you have not already known, the word is to stay safe and stay free. We're going to come up with another one for 2024, should we? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So see you guys next year. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Have a good one.